I am Lady Gaga. I'm gonna get 613 into yellow. And then I glow in the dark. Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Prana. I'm back with another episode of Lost in Stereo. Today's episode is super cool, and I say that every time I have a guest, because everyone I bring on this show is fucking cool. So I have local Nashville DJ and super cool cosplayer. I'm obsessed with them. DJ Aazera, come on, join me in the frame. What's going on?
Oh, everything and nothing. At the same time.
So is life. Yeah. Now, Aazera, tell me about yourself.
As you said, I DJ, I cosplay, I play video games on the internet for people's entertainment.
Hell yeah.
And that's like the main thing that I do right now. I play Magic the Gathering too.
Love that.
I got super into that over the last year because of a partner of mine.
So you are non-binary.
Yes.
Talk to me about that. Is that something that you've known your whole life? Has that haunted you, or is it something you've just discovered recently and then upon reflection you were just like...
So it is something that I've discovered recently.
Cool.
Growing up, I've thought about gender every now and again. I'm just I feel like maybe I'm not who I think I am or who other people think I am. Yeah. And I never could put words to it. Yeah. It was never something that I had a name for.
And then once you found the name, you were just yep.
I found that, but so even then I was still maybe. And then, so what clicked for me, I will never forget it. There was a weekend that I spent a whole bunch of time with some friends. It was early last year, before this all broke out. Mm-hmm. And that whole weekend I was referred to with they, them pronouns.
And then you were this feels right.
Yeah. I was yeah, okay, yeah. And that's what, I was just these are my pronouns.
It just clicked.
Yeah.
Love that. That's very cool. Do you remember anything in your childhood upon reflection that you were just this checks out?
One thing that I can point to is probably how much I enjoyed Eddie Izzard. Because now she was the first person that I saw that fucked with gender in that way. Because she would perform her comedies, stand-up comedy, in women's clothes. I'm just but you're at the time very much still attached to being what your perception is. Yeah. So, and of course now she's trans, she's fully herself, and I'm just good for you.
I love that.
You've realized, cool, we've made that. But I think that was my first inspiration, because I went to whenever she came to Memphis to do a show, I went through my mom's clothes. May have borrowed a few things to wear to this show.
Love that.
And then she wasn't wearing women's clothes at that show, which I was sad about.
Yeah.
But I was well, we've made this commitment. But it was a business suit
of
thing.
Love
so
that.
It still kind of blended a little bit, even though and I'm not a thin person. So the curves worked.
Love that.
For me.
That's
so
the thing.
It was fine. But that was one of my first maybe I'm not.
Now that you think about it, you're just yeah.
Yeah.
See, I grew up worshiping people like Joan Jett, David Bowie, Iggy Pop, people that were very androgynous. And then my earliest memory about it was watching Cats, the musical. I burnt it out. And I was obsessed with Rum Tum Tugger.
Yep.
Bombalurina and Mr. Mistopheles.
Mr. Mistopheles was it for me.
And now I'm my three genders.
Yeah.
The shitty, sleazy, not gonna do anything without consent, but he's kind of gross, rock and roll guy. The slut. And then the hero. The three genders.
Yeah.
For me.
Yes, the three genders.
I was obsessed with Cats. That was my first hyperfixation. From 3 to 9. I was all about it. I had all the dance moves memorized. Oh, yeah. Obsessed.
That music, the filmed version of the stage show.
Oh my god!
In my
Changed
theater
my life.
program, That was always played after school almost. Like, it was just, we had a room that we just like congregate in after school.
And you would always watch
and
that.
They would always just be on because it was like, that's what we have. So it's just on.
I love that. I love that every queer person that did theater, they have a strong opinion about cats. Regardless, and there's no middle ground, which is something I found. They either detest it or they were like, yeah, no, this was me.
Mm-hmm.
This is my thing. I love it.
Yeah.
I love that there's no in between. I think
was great.
Andrew Lloyd Webber is literally the Stephen King of theater.
Yes.
That man was on crack. Like, he literally was just, yeah, fuck it, trains. Trains, they're each a different genre, it's all a dream. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And he thinks, that's the thing about Starlight Express, is he thinks it's his magnum opus. And I think that's camp. It's the man that wrote The Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, I was like, The Phantom of the Opera, no.
Starlight Express. Like,
Trains, bitch.
Oh my god. So you grew up a theater kid.
Yes.
What was your favorite part about it?
It was really just how expressive people could be, like, with themselves, and like the freedom that theater gave you, and being on that stage. And like, I wasn't in every production that we did, but I got to watch a lot of the rehearsals and seeing like even the directors, like, I have this vision for it, you should do it like this. But even then there were times where an actor would do something a little different and he would just like, yes, do that. That works for you. Like, just giving you like that freedom to broaden things. So one of those moments was when I was doing Beauty and the Beast, and I was in the like the chase scene where all the appliances and stuff like revolt against the invaders.
Oh shit.
And I was one of the invaders, so we were running, and we got to a point where we like, it was rehearsed that me and this other guy get to the middle of the stage, like look at each other, and then like run away from the dog that was the ottoman. And one point we did that, I think it was like the dress rehearsal. We stop and we look and notice that he just jumps into my arms and I run off with him. It was just like this moment that like everything just clicked, and we just did that. And like the director was like, I mean, okay, yeah, sure. Pretty much.
Was that the favorite production for you? Was that like your favorite thing you've ever been in?
Ooh. I think my favorite production that I've been in was 42nd Street.
Oh, okay.
It was 42nd Street, like, it was mainly because I got to learn how to tap dance for free.
Oh, love that. Is that something you still know how to do?
Like, a little bit. I know, like, a couple of moves.
That was my favorite style of dance, and I danced for 15 years, and I only tapped for, like, 3, and it was, like, my favorite thing. I loved it.
I think I just love the, like, just how percussive you can be with your feet.
Tap is so camp to me. I just think it's such a silly thing. Like,
it is silly. It's one of those things where it's like, you can still be super impressed with the moves that people do. Oh my god,
yeah. Though. That's
like,
what I love about it.
There was some, it completely skips my mind what it was. It was some Facebook clip from this old show from like probably the late 80s. These 3 dudes came on there and they just basically did like a tap dance like battle thing.
Love that.
And it was just, my mind was just blown. I was like, like, what is this? This is so cool. You're doing this with your feet. Like,
it's insane.
What?
To me. It's insane to me. Yeah. So 42nd Street.
Yes. 42nd Street, like, that show was just so fun for me. I wasn't even like a principal cast member.
But you were just vibing.
It was just such a good vibe, and like, it was a show about doing musical theater. And it just...
very meta.
Yeah. And it was just like, okay, I understand. I get it. These are like things that people go through in theater, and it covers a lot of that. Like, there's like an affair with like a director, like, kind of thing, and like someone gets harmed so someone else can get a role. Like, there's all these things, and I'm just like, yeah, I know that absolutely happens in like New York City theater.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah.
So yeah, I just really like that show. It was just really fun, and like, didn't take itself super seriously either.
Yeah.
Because I don't take myself super seriously most of the time either. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. If I'm in drag, I am just a clown. Unless somebody gets assaulted and then, like, I'm literally ready to fight.